Okay, let's see what Harry Hook's pirate ship picked for the captain to discuss next. I know that took me a minute to get it out. I'm sorry. My foot got stuck and I was trying not to fall. Okay, I enjoyed the last one, so let's go. Okay. Today you will be discussing Kelly Berglund's fake ID case. This case makes you very upset because it reminds you of how much the people within the entertainment industry try to pick at Disney stars. You will be comparing her situation to Miley Cyrus, Joe Jonas, and Lalaine. Also discuss Mitchell Musso's case and why so many Disney stars run into problems with alcohol. And why magazines like J14 suck. Cue to my scene song.
Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, you know what
They were pretty awesome.
I was into Superman a lot,
So
I
you would
guess.
be Superman?
Yeah, can I say that here
She
too?
would be
I don't
that.
know. Well, yeah, Superman, I guess. That was my favorite.
So what would it be like if you guys were a team like the Avengers? What would be like your superhero pose right now? Go for it. Oh my god, did you guys practice?
No, I don't.
Do you swear you didn't practice?
do another one.
Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Hello, my name is Harriyanna and welcome back to The Pirate Ship, or welcome to Harry Hook's Pirate Ship. Always remember that I'm the captain and you're not the first mate. I have no first mate. No one's worthy of being the first mate. Someday we'll have a first mate, but for now we don't. For now we don't. Hello, my name is Harriyanna and this is your first time ever seeing me. Hi. I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. So thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I really, really do appreciate it. Now, before we even get into the video, I just got to do a little quick announcements. I have my shop, harriyannahook.com, is open. It's my merch line. Please go support if you can. 2, I have a Patreon. Please go support if you can. All little bit helped with me making this content, okay? And last but not least, I have a web series called The Progenies. Our pilot is linked down below. Our Instagram link is down below. Please go watch our pilot and please go support us on Instagram. Now, let's go ahead and get into this video. Today's video is going to be another one of this ongoing series of where I talk about former Disney Channel stars and sometimes current Disney Channel stars, because these people genuinely do deserve better. These people genuinely do deserve better. And this one particular case that I'm looking at really, really upset me, because when I put these videos together, a lot of you guys do genuinely like them because I see that they're very, very well received, as they are my most viewed videos. I do, from time to time, I do go and look up new cases, not new cases, but just kind of like cases in the past on what happened to like former Disney Channel stars and things like that, whether they're still in the public eye or not. As you guys know, I did it with Lalaine and the twins from the Celebrity Zach and Cody and not Debbie Ryan. We could do Debbie Ryan one day, but Demi Lovato and Miley Cyrus. Now, I get so angry when I look that stuff up, because Hollywood reporters and all that stuff, they always like to label these people as crazy, and that's just not really the sense. That's just not really the way to go about it. Like, every time I find an article about these people, it's always like Disney stars gone bad, child stars gone wild, Disney stars that ran in with the law, Disney stars that got issues and things like that. It's just very, very distasteful material, and I really just don't like that. I'm like, okay, like I said, let's go ahead and get back into it, because like I said, today's video, what really sparked me to make this one right here is we are going to be talking about Kelly Berglund and how literally TMZ, the tabloids, the paparazzi literally embarrassed her, and it honestly makes me really freaking angry. She deserved so much better than this. She did not deserve any of this mess that she dealt with, okay? If you guys don't know who Kelly Berglund is, she played the sister on Disney's Lab Rats. Lab Rats was a show that aired on Disney XD. That Lab Rats analysis will come someday, okay? I still got y'all on that. I freaking love Lab Rats. That's just gonna take some time to get together. But Kelly Berglund played the sister Bree on Lab Rats. That's just kind of all you need to know about her history with Disney Channel. She was one of the girl faces of Disney XD. So a lot of people genuinely did look up to her because, you know, she was one of the few girls on Disney XD. If you have not watched my video about the anti-blackness of Disney XD, please go watch that. If you have not watched my Pair of Kings video, please go watch that. Very, very great videos that I think need to be pushed out a little bit more. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get back into this. But if you don't know what happened with Kelly Berglund, a few years back, she did get in some trouble because she had a fake ID. And she tried to sneak into a party at Coachella that was age restricted. She tried to get in with her fake ID. She got caught for it being fake and she got arrested. And the thing about it is, like, her mugshot was everywhere. Like, it was everywhere. And she looked really, really embarrassed in that picture. And I felt so bad for her looking at it because, like, you can't help but wonder why. Like, it kind of felt like she knew somebody was going to leak that picture to the press. And I know mugshots are public and things like that. Like, everybody got access to everyone's mugshots. Okay? But her face in it just kind of like she knew. She was like, this is not going to be good for my career. I know good and well that if Disney gets back to this and if this gets to the public, people are going to look at me differently. And that's literally what happened. She got clowned so bad right after that happened. And I felt so freaking bad for her. I just felt so bad for her. But like, the more I read up on this case, the more I just kind of sat and realized when I was putting all these videos together, like the one I did with Demi and the one I did with Miley, why is Hollywood so mean to Disney stars? Like, just child stars in general, but it is a different kind of mean when it comes to the stars that come from Disney Channel. Not really just Disney Channel, just the Disney company in general. Like, it's this ongoing thing that I've noticed that, like, notice doesn't apply to, like, them getting into social media and drama and things like that, because a lot of that stuff is just kind of like things they brought upon themselves. We ain't saying her name. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. This video don't apply to her because a lot of that stuff she calls upon herself, okay? We are strictly just talking about people that follow around these Disney kids and try to keep up with them at all times to find out what they're up to. And I find it very, very freaking disturbing, okay? I truly feel bad for Disney stars that work for the company in the past, because nowadays the kids that still do work with them, not even just the kids, because Disney still has adults that work with them, they're a little bit more lenient on how they act in real life and things like that. Good. Go look on them Instagrams, okay? These kids don't look like kids, but we're not going to get into that discussion. If you know who I'm talking about, you know. She's a very talented girl, but I looked at her Instagram and I was like, why does she look older than me? Anyway, let's go ahead and get back into it, because it seems as if they had to present themselves as innocent as possible. Because if you were automatically thrown into the Disney company, specifically on their Disney Channel that is marketed towards kids that watch TV all day long, you were automatically seen to be a role model. Because I remember that I watched Ashley Tisdale's interview from when she released her Headstrong album. Let's go ahead and say this. Headstrong is not... It is not Radio Disney friendly. Let's just go ahead and say that. I love Ashley Tisdale's Headstrong album. I still listen to it all the freaking time. But that album is just kind of not for kids. Like, he said, she said, it's sexy as hell. Let's just go ahead and throw that out there, okay? He said, girl, you winning. He said, boy, where you get it? Like, I love He Said, She Said. That's not a kid song. That is not a children's song. And one thing that really bothered me about when I watched that interview was when the woman asked her, so what is it like being a role model? And I was just like, did Ashley ever say she was a role model? Like, that's the thing. Like, I just felt that way with Miley, too. Did Miley ever say she wanted to be a role model? Like, did any of these people ever ask that they wanted to be a role model? You just had to think about it, because Disney when you automatically get that Disney kid label, they automatically think, okay, you got to be the mascot for how my kids are going to act. They're going to copy after you, so you need to behave as much as possible. That's really what the vibes are getting. That's really, really what the vibes are getting. Okay? And like I said, if you messed up with the Disney company, everyone would freaking know. Everybody knew your business, okay? Like, everyone knew about, like, Kelly's fake ID mess now, but, like, should we really know that information? No. No. Like, literally, this is none of our business. Why are you guys telling us this, okay? Like, that's her private business. Like, yes, she did make a mistake, and she really shouldn't be shunned for it. Compared to a whole bunch of these other crimes people be out here committing, that was a... Y'all, come on. Come on now. Like I said, she really shouldn't be shunned for this. She just made an innocent mistake, and she did learn from it. And yeah, she just kind of faded away after that. Like, not really faded away, but she was a bit quiet after that incident happened. And I don't blame her. Like, she literally was just put on the spot. Like, that was something very personal, and now that everyone knows, like, this shouldn't be news. This really should not be news whatsoever. Like, when Miley got caught smoking out of that bong, why are y'all spying on her? Why are y'all spying on her? Or like when Miley and Evan Jogio, who played Beckham Victorious, hooked up and there were pictures leaked of them and everything. Why are y'all spying on them? Why? Like, why do y'all always feel the need to keep track of these people? Like, everybody thinks that if you work for that big old mouse, that you have to be all holy Jesus, innocent, good Christian body child. And I'm just like, no. Like, remember when I made that video about Lelaine, the woman who played Miranda on Lizzie McGuire, when she had gotten in trouble for drugs and things like that? And like I said, should we really have known that information? Because she made sure, she was like, y'all are not about to ruin my life, trying to make me look like a troubled person. So she faded away, and I don't blame her, okay? And like I said, we do not make fun of people on the pirate ship for having problems with drugs and alcohol, okay? That is a serious problem, okay? And we don't make fun of people like that whatsoever, because that is also a big thing that I see. Just people on social media, but also, like I said, Hollywood loves to pick on Disney stars when they get into trouble with DUIs. It's happened so many freaking times, but we will come back to that in a minute, okay? Like I said, should we really know this information? Should we really know this? And the answer is no. It's really kind of none of our concern. Let these people live their lives, okay? And like I said, it is a bit different when it comes to like the multiple Disney stars that do have a DUI, because yes, they could have hurt somebody. You're not supposed to drive under the influence and things like that. But does anybody ever take into consideration why they were driving under the influence? Like, the stress that this company causes on people, they turn to doing really strange things on how to cope with it. And a lot of these things aren't safe. Like, nobody really ever takes into consideration about why they turn to that, okay? Like, that's just child stars in general. A lot of them turn to drugs and alcohol to cope with how this industry messed them up. And I remembered, like, oh freaking gosh, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get back into it. Like, when you get in trouble, you don't want people to know, okay? If you get in trouble with your job, that's like 30 people at your job that know what you did. But like, add like 3 more zeros after that 30, and maybe even another 0 too, and literally all those people know your information. That's what it's like being a Disney star. You mess up the slightest and everybody is clowning you for it. Next thing I want to bring up in this is that really disturbing Joe Jonas interview that I read a few years back, and I recently looked it up. That interview really kind of had me like shook. I had to lay down after reading that, because I remember there was a specific part of that interview where overall the interview, he was just talking about his horrible experience working for the Disney company, okay? It's literally what that is. And there will be an entire video coming about Joe Jonas's experience working with Disney. But it's one particular part of that interview that really just stung me the most, where it was like this guy interviewing him, and he was asking him questions and stuff that he didn't like and things he didn't feel comfortable with. And he said something to him about that. He mentioned it to him. And the guy was like, you know, I can write anything down, right? I can write what I want. So you better comprehend with me. Like, that is very freaking disturbing. Like, he basically said that, like, if you don't give me what I want, I will embarrass you. I will put anything out there. And that is so freaking weird. I find that so freaking weird. Like, I can see nowadays, because I hear a lot of like industry parents and things like that, parents of children actors, and just parents of actors in general. They were talking about why they wanted to wait for their kid to be 18 before they started their acting careers to be more serious. I can understand why a lot of parents don't want their kids working for their Disney company now, because they are aware that if their kid gets big and if their kid messes up at the slightest, one, they will be shunned as a parent, and two, their kid will be harassed and bullied. Like, literally, Disney kids have so much pressure put up on them, and it's so freaking tragic. Like I said, this industry will be watching their every single move, just waiting for them to mess up. And also, y'all, we gotta bring up the discussion of the teen gossip magazines too, because most of these people are the main ones that are at fault for this mess. Like, these teen magazines like J14 and Tiger Beat and M-Mag and Just Jared Jr. I think is the worst one now currently at the moment. I think J14 and Just Jared are like tied for both being the worst. And then we also have Twist magazine too. Literally some of the main people that contribute to this problem, okay? When you sit there and realize that these are grown people reporting on the lives of freaking children, it's very, very disturbing. Like, it's already disturbing enough when we look at TMZ and we look at E! News, how those are adults reporting on adults, and all the people that work on those networks are freaking weird, okay? But we have people spying on kids. Like, it's gross. It's really, really gross, okay? And they be the first people to try to do this fake spread positivity, the performative activism and things like that. These people are just like you, yada, yada, yada. And then they be the first people to crap on them when they get in trouble or whatever, when they have a problem with things like that. So, no, I don't get it. How are you going to treat the people that you praise like this and behind? That's just being fake, okay? If you are looking for a good teen magazine that just don't like crap on their people that they talk about, highly recommend Sassy Magazine and highly recommend YSB Now, which stands for You're So Beautiful Now. Those are two good teen magazines that I highly recommend. Sassy Magazine too is also black owned. Go support black owned businesses, okay? But like I said, it's really, really weird. It's adults picking on kids, and I don't like that whatsoever. And Sassy Magazine and YSB Now, they made it clear that they do not stand for that, and I really, really appreciate them, and I give them their props for doing that. Thank you for standing up for these people and not coming out here to embarrass them, because you understand that these are just genuine people that are just trying to make a living doing what they love. And I wish TMZ would get that. But like I said, TMZ thrives off negativity. I am so glad that I stopped watching that mess. I used to watch it every day in middle school. Oh my gosh, like I said. Why do people assume that when somebody works for the Disney company that they're going to be America's sweetheart? That is just not the case. Like I said, they just want to act and sing and make their money and go. They didn't ask for this. They really didn't ask for this, okay? And no, this is not to defend any of these people when they do stupid things on social media. Like I mentioned earlier, like I said, 9 times out of 10, when people get into social media drama, they did that mess to themselves, okay? I hear about it all the time. Like, a lot of the times they did that mess to themselves. It's different when they have people going after them, looking for them to mess up. Like I said, these people that spy on them, they wait for them to mess up. Like, just leave these people alone. Just leave these people alone. Like I said, I really have no respect for the paparazzi. I have no respect for the people that run the tabloids. And I have no respect for the people that run TMZ and E! News. Because like I said, I think of that Krabby Chronicle video. Like I said, we are making SpongeBob deep. It's one of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob, where basically they were running like a newspaper, and then it started turning into a gossip blog where they were just making up lies and stuff about the people. And SpongeBob just said this one line, and it still sticks with me to this day, because that's genuinely how I feel about this situation, where he said, "Mr. Krabs, we're hurting people." And I'm thinking, do any of these people that work before these companies ever sit and think that they're hurting people? And yeah, they probably do, but you know what? They're probably not going to give it up, because when you work in this industry of just making fun of celebrities, you make a lot of money. You make a big bank, okay? But like I said, all money is not good money. Is it really worth it? You're literally hurting people for a nice check. Like, is it really worth it? Is that because a lot of people that do this stuff, they got kids. They gotta pay bills and things like that. And I completely understand, but like, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Like, it's really worth it. And the thing about it is that a lot of these people are anonymous too, which I completely understand, but it's still wrong. It's still extremely wrong. But these people, I'm like, okay, I understand these people have bills to pay and things like that, because I'm like that too. Like I said, that's part of the reason why I started doing more requested videos and things like that. But do they just ever sit and think about how they're hurting people? Do they? To close out this video, I do want to issue an apology to Kelly Berglund. I am just so sorry that she had her privacy invaded. I'm just so sorry that this happened to her. She did not deserve to be embarrassed like that whatsoever. They owe her a big old apology that they just never gave to her. So I'm going to give it to them for you. Kelly, I'm so sorry that these people treated you like this. You deserve way better. And I wish you the best with your acting career. So that concludes the end of this video. Y'all, my allergies are so bad and I can feel a sneeze coming on. I can feel a sneeze coming on and I don't know how I feel about that. If I sneeze in the middle of my sentence, you know why. But like I said, you guys want to see more of me, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're notified about when I update, even though YouTube don't always push out my videos. And you want to see more of me, subscribe to my Patreon, please. And you want to see more of me for free, follow me on everything at Harriyanna. Love you guys. Thank you guys so freaking much for watching. And yes, have a good night.
Just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay.